Hi everyone. I just want to say thank you so much for clicking on the link and watching this video because, well, you know as well as I do that it's really hard for all of us to come together in one room on a given night or a given weekend to throughout all of our busy schedules that we have and try to sit down for an hour or two and do trainings or give out announcements or whatever that we have to need to share for our children's ministry. So this might be a great alternative until we can sit down together and just fellowship one another. So we might be using these videos more frequently in the future, and that way you can just get an email link like you just did today and you can see it, like an 8-minute video or whatever, and just kind of get caught up on what's going on and some good things to know what is happening in our children's ministries or some things that we just need to cover. So we do have some things that we need to talk about with High Point and some new things that we're going to try. And so let's go ahead and go to the High Point room now. So here we are in the High Point room. You can tell by the posters behind me. There are a lot of things that we try to do on Sunday mornings that have to fit within a 90-minute schedule. And if you think about all the things that we try to aim for in a typical Sunday, such as you start off with all the fun stuff, like the High Point Challenge, taking off, the crazy character, and then we go into the more in-depth things like we have small groups, and then we go after that we do, if you're in part of second service, you'll see that there's connecting flights, and that could be like a game or an activity or some kind of craft that goes along with the theme. We're not just doing musical chairs for nothing. If we're ever going to play a game or do a craft, it does tie into the destination that we're visiting, or at least it does tie into the topic that we are discovering together, such as Ministry Now. And we'll talk more about Ministry Now in just a second. But after the connecting flights, there is a landing and a Bible story, and so we want to do that really interactive, and then we have some response time at the end. And if you did all of those things together, it would last 90 minutes long. But then we're still haven't even worshiped together. We still haven't even just spent time just going after some things like having kids come up to the front who needs healing, or giving chances for kids to minister to one another with just laying on of hands or whatever it is that we need to do just to make just a more impactful day here at High Point. And so I started beginning to think, how can we put everything together in one service? Like we're just looking at 90 minutes in the second service. How can we put all those things together in 90 minutes? It's impossible. We can't do everything. And so the dilemma is, well, if we're going to worship, then we're going to have to throw out some games, or we're going to throw out a craft or like that. But that doesn't really match our core values here in Heritage Children's Ministries. You can already probably fill in the rest of the blank. HCM is fun. Yeah, you already probably were saying that with me. It's fun. And so the craft and the activities or the take-home things that they do in the games that tie in again with the topic or at least the destination, those are important, and those are what draws kids to High Point, and just what draws kids to go deeper in their understanding of what we're learning about, what we're discovering with Christ. And so trying to find a way, how are we going to do everything without taking out all the fun stuff? Worship is fun, but you can't say you want to replace crafts with worship. Why can't we do both? And so I started thinking, how can we do that? And got this crazy idea, and a lot of churches are doing it, something before service, pre-service times, pre-service fun times. And so we're going to take a look at in just a moment what we can do. So let's take a look at what we can do before services as kids are getting checked in and right before High Point really launches. So that way they come up the stairs, there is something to do, and then we can still have time for everything else. So we're going to add something totally new to High Point pre-service. So let's take a look at that. So let's talk about the destination and the topic that we're going to be discovering together in June. The topic is Ministry Now, and we're in Burkina Faso, which is in West Africa. But we're doing Ministry Now because this is going to really prepare our kids for revival camp. We've already seen some amazing things that happen on the time that Roger Webb came and visited Heritage on the weekend. It was a 2.5-hour service on the Sunday, the last week of May, and we used every 2.5 hours up with our kids, with the kids that we all minister to. And it was incredible. Not a single child was bored. We had time to do everything for worship, connected flights, and all that kind of stuff. And we just had a great time. Kids at the end were just ministering to one another. And so, what is ministry? What we're discovering is basically serving God and serving others, loving and showing God's love to people around them. And so we want to have kids do that. We want to see kids minister to one another, whether that could be, giving money or to missions, or it can be just sharing their lunch at school, or praying for someone at school or at their home. Ministry is just so broad, and it really could just, there's no wrong or right way method to do a ministry, as long as you are sharing, the love of Christ. And that's what we want kids to grasp and to know. And it's not about themselves. It's about serving God and serving others. So Ministry Now has already been kicked off, and the actions that we have is just to stop what you're doing. Stop and see needs, drop what you're doing, and choose how to help. And using those 3 steps, our kids are learning that it's ministry is so important, and this is what Jesus wants us to do. So let's look through the eyes of a child. What will they see if they come up to High Point during pre-service times? They're going to walk up the stairs, and you already are used to the check-in video that's going on. So you already doing this so well. You're actually coming up here and you're greeting people. Oh, just like that. Hi, how you doing? Hi. Hi. Well, thank you. Yeah. So, so Miss Cheryl has like a game for us over here. So, yeah. So we're going to play some games, and she's already got everything all set up and stuff like that. Yeah, you're doing a great job of the kids coming upstairs, greeting them, shaking their hands to say hi, welcome to High Point. But we're going to add something totally new and great on top of that. What we're going to do is we're going to go right into like a game or an activity or something during when the music is playing, during the checkout time. And so I'll try to turn on the music real quick so you kind of hear that a little bit. Anyways, there's music going, just like check in here. I'll let you see what's going on right here. Just a second. So there you go. The check-in's going on, and I'll be downstairs, checking kids in. But then you're going to have a game to do during that time. And the game is already going to be pretty set up for you right here. And so I'll just let you see that. The game's already going to be kind of set up, or the activity, or whatever. The tables might be set up, or chairs and things. And it will just all be set up for you, so that way you can just go ahead and start doing that. And you will also just get one of these before, just like how we always give you like a hub time before, like 6 weeks or so before we launch into the new theme. This will be in there with you guys. So one of you will be, if it's just one of you or there are 2 of you, you both will just be leading a connecting flight before service. So here's the connecting flight paper that you'll have along with your hub time things that I'm giving you way in advance. And you'll see that there are about 5 activities, or maybe more, maybe there's less, depending on what connecting flight it is. This one says B right there. There's also A, C, and D and stuff like that. But anyways, we're going to do one of these activities before service starts. So what's going to happen when you do these activities, we don't have to do them later during the 90-minute service that we have, and that will leave room for worship in response time. And so like right now, what I'll probably give to you, like this is just an example, Don't Spill the Beans race, and it says it's probably about 5 minutes or 10 minutes. There's a little clock that tells you how long it is. things like that. And it tells you all the stuff that you'll need for supplies, preparation, display the life first. That's already been done. All this stuff will be done for you. There's nothing for you to set up or anything like that. But there will definitely be things that you need to take down before service starts. And so just kind of show you what it looks like. You won't be having this, but don't spill the beans race. It'll just be that front page, and then you'll turn only one page and see this one. And so that's all it is. You'll just have to follow those instructions. Hey, let's play a game, see how well you remember life verse, or you just kind of do that. So you'll come up and you'll meet the kids. You'll say, hey, welcome to High Point. You want to play a game? We're all playing a game. And so kids are all coming up, and they're going to do a game with the rest of the kids. So when are we going to begin doing these pre-service activities in High Point? Well, we are going to begin these in July. I'm already working on creating the hub time itineraries for everyone to have well in advance, so that way you can prepare and pray over the topics and that we're going to be discussing together. But there will also be inside your manila folder one of the connecting flights in there. It will have it like circled or something that says, hey, will you do this game, lead this game for the pre-service activity, and you just play the game or do the activity or whatever it is that's required. We'll just do it together as fun. So it's going to be great. We're going to do this in July, like I said, and I think that it's just going to, like I said, it's going to turn out really, really, really well. I am really excited for what's happening in High Point and what we're going to be doing in High Point starting in July. It's just going to really meet one of our core values in HCM, and it's for Heritage Children's Ministries is fun. And we're also going to make time just to be able to worship God together and really have time finally to have response time without worrying about, I don't know about you guys, but I worry about, man, I really want to do this fun thing with the kids. It's going to build up relationships. They're going to have fun doing this stuff, but I'm going to have to throw out worship, or do I do worship and throw out the fun? So I'm glad that this is probably going to be a great move for all of us to work on together for this pre-service activities, and that way we could really spend time on just worshiping together. And it's going to be great. So what I need from you this week, if you will, and for the future weeks while we're in Burkina Faso and learning about ministry, is just to be praying for our kids. I pray for you guys all the time, and I don't know if I ever tell you that as much, but I don't want to take you all for granted. I appreciate every one of you, each and every one of you individually and as a group together, for your passions and your desires just to see kids know Jesus and to follow them all of the days of their lives. And I thank you for ministering with me and on this team together. And so for the next few months, or for just this month alone, for Ministry Now, just be praying for our kids, as they're going to be beginning to step into ministry in their schools until the weeks of school is let out. But they're going to do ministry for their family and for their neighboring kids. They're just going to really step out and be bold and just want to share God's love to others because of their love for God. And so just be praying for kids, for them to have courage, give them strength, and so we'll also be using these videos as well just to share some prayer requests. We're going to see if we can really track down on kids what they're struggling with or what they're mentioning in High Point in Wednesday nights, because it's really important to just be praying for our kids throughout the week. And so I hope that you're doing that with me, just praying for our kids and praying for our church. So I know this is a long video, but I thank you again so much for watching and just learning with me and just doing everything that we can to increase the value of relationships to our children and just the importance of what we're doing, just sharing Jesus to them. So thank you so much, and God bless you, and I'll see you guys Sunday. Thank you. Bye-bye.